Welcome back. My name is Roger Connor, and this is HVNN.com. We have been talking with Greg Ball, state senator here in New York, who is finishing up an 8-year career in the state legislature. And now, Greg, I wanted to pick up on something I heard you say in our last interview. You said, you made kind of an aside saying, if there are things to miss, which gave me the kind of impression that, you know, going forward, you're not going to miss this job, or are you?
I'll tell you what, I'm very happy. I'm very content. You know, I could have lost my first election. Maybe it would have been, you know, better in some respects had I lost the first election. When I think about, I'm 37 years old. You know, zero savings really. Put everything into this. Like I said, didn't seek any outside employment or income, and totally focused on the job. And I have to really get to work now. I really have to build. I have to build a business. I have to. You know, I pull together a team, and it's an enormous responsibility. In many ways, it's kind of like when I was back in my pre-assembly days when I was building that team and that organization. I remember being in a room with about 1,000 yard signs that nobody wanted. A year and a half before the election, it was me. My mom would stop by and help stuff envelopes, and my dog. I mean, that was it. And my dad didn't even want to help me that much at that time. You know, he'd rather golf. And we built that into a grassroots army, and that's what that's I guess what I'm doing now on the business side, and it's going well, thank God. But I'm not going to miss driving up the thruway to Albany. I'm not going to miss the long nights and unhealthy nights and the unhealthy. You know, people think in that Senate chamber in the members' lounge it's lobster and eggs Benedict and steak. I mean, all they had, it's cold cuts and nasty sandwiches and 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to miss the people constantly assuming that you're doing something wrong. You know, I don't think I've had a positive news article in like 6 years. I think randomly somebody wrote something nice. I don't know whether they're drunk or whatever, but and I'm not going to miss the, you know, constantly, incessantly being being attacked when you really are trying to do some good stuff. I will miss some of the friendships. I'll miss the sergeants of arm. I'll miss Wayne Jackson, who's a Vietnam vet, and over on the assembly side, I'll miss a couple of my colleagues. People can say whatever they want about me. I know myself. And I didn't do this job for the sake of power itself. And I administered my office to the best of my ability. We did a lot of really good stuff. But there are people who you watch and you can just tell they enjoy the power. And it is a very powerful position. So in some ways that people don't even realize, and some people truly enjoy it. I never enjoyed the power of the sense. I genuinely enjoyed which is different than why I first ran. I mean, when I first ran, I thought that I would love the politics. I began to hate the politics, but I actually loved being part of that legislative process and realizing you can get really good work done. You know, some guy, a very wealthy guy, he said, you know, I would like to run, but you can't really get anything done. Well, that's crap. You can get a lot of really good stuff done. If you think there's 63 senators, out of those, how many really work really hard? I mean, you're down. Say you're down to half of those that are really working, very aggressive. You know, you're even fewer still. Then how many of those are in the majority, right? And then so it becomes a very small group of people who are really moving that legislative process. And if you want to get something done, like a set aside for service disabled vets, or you want to get a veteran cemetery, you want to get, you know, a couple $1 million in there for your district, you know, there are things that you can get done. And I became to really enjoy that. So when you ask what will I miss, you know, the sergeants of arms and my staff and being able to make a difference in the legislative process in a way that I didn't realize when I first ran.
We're going to wrap things up on that point, and when we come back, we have one more segment in our exit interview with Senator Greg Ball. We're going to take a look at what's down the road for the senator. He's planning on relocating part-time to Texas and starting a new business called Blackstone. So we'll hear all about that on the final segment of our interview with Senator Greg Ball, right here on HVNN.com.